skin, white mask. Already know that life gets hard. And they say that we're used to the harshness. If it wasn't for the pain, I'd laugh. Truth is we knew about light before dark. Turned music to art and taught everyone to dance. And still no chance. Freedom must be too much to ask. Bleeding from the ache in my heart. Sometimes I wish it was whites in the middle like France. Nah, I'm not racist, just jarred. Got hate before bush, not plants. They say we should leave it all in the past, but my brother's still dying on the end, so I can't. So if my attitude stinks, don't ask, cause a hashtag won't help you understand my stance. Fuck a melody, this is real rap if you ever see. Head hot, cause the system won't let me be. Tell me how I thrive in a place that don't cherish me. And they wonder why we all need therapy. Pre the energy, yeah, just another nigga to Penelope. And they don't get it how we bottom of the barrel and still drip sauce on the world, no recipe. Weight of the world on my shoulders, all the pressures in life still tightly holding me. Pour libation for all of the fallen soldiers, but the pain still goes unspoken. They want us to stay broken, never gonna fold, fuck folding. I see my people lost hope, shit, don't you know we all been chosen.
We are oppressed, we are exploited, we are downtrodden, we are denied not only civil rights but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
Forgive me if you don't understand. Sorry, I'm just misunderstood. Punished if I try to take a stand. Meanwhile, my friends dying in the hood. And you can say that we're killing ourselves, but truth is they're killing us still. How you saying Black Lives Matter, but never took a moment to help? Just a trend that you post for yourself. And yeah, it takes a toll on my health, cause I want wealth like everyone else. But it's 10 times harder for me. And they wonder why my brothers put food on a scale. Yeah, when I die I'll see heaven, that's real. Cause we already living in hell. Wish I could share all the pain I felt. Oh well, I guess I won't speak till my scars do heal. I just wanna be black with a meal. Yeah, that's for every time I had no meals. Cause my mother couldn't keep up the bills. With a handful of kids, no home, just a cell. And I don't care if conscious don't sell. Knowledge brings height to an elf. Went from sitting on thrones to a cell. Been blessed, man, it wasn't by chance we fell. Weight of the world on my shoulders, all the pressures in life still tightly holding me. Pour libation for all of the fallen soldiers, but the pain still goes unspoken. They want us to stay broken, never gonna fold, fuck folding. I see my people lost hope, shit, don't you know we all been chosen.
Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Yeah, this is real life. Kaa kimya skia. Real talk. We're coming from the ghetto. Kinondoni, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania mpaka UK. The world finest. Yeah, pambana kijana. Life is too hard, life is too short. Shaa kwa nangu ocha ghetto. Usikate tamaa. Jua kwamba ipo siku tutatoboa. Tutatoka. Gang for life.
I am the true name.
Yes, blessed love, family, blessed love, blessed love. If you're wondering why I'm a little bit dark, it's because I'm not in my usual location, and I didn't bring all of my equipment with me because I didn't expect to be where I am today. I would have come down already, actually, in time for the live today, and I would have been at my normal location, but I am not. So I've got no ring light, no whatever. If you ever see the setup right now, I love black people, you know, because we are so creative. And my people today was helping me to set up without ring lights and the usual stuff that I've got. And yeah, I look dark for that reason, exactly. And yeah, I got a bag of different torches and different things shining at me so that I can look a little bit better. But yeah, to shine a torch straight in my face is not going to work, because ring lights are special. You know, they're made in a way that doesn't give you that glare. So unfortunately, I've had to kind of position different things in different ways to get a little bit of light in, and I'm hoping that it's working anyway. Bless up my people, man. Blessed love, blessed love, blessed love. Bless up love, peace and unity, Hurricane Toya, all in the bushes, in the clouds. And bless up to all the ops in the bushes as well, which will include the Metropolitan Police tonight, no doubt. Guys, I can't even begin to tell you what has been going on pretty much since the beginning of the week, I do believe. But as I said to you guys last week, I think I mentioned to you last week, I was going out of town that night. And that's why I was rushing the live and couldn't do all of it. And I'm going to revisit part 2 today, blah, 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 blah. Mods, expect some of the ops in tonight. I'm kind of expecting some of them a little bit, actually. We'll see. They tend to do their thing in a different way these days, no? Thank you, guys. I'm seeing people saying I'm looking beautiful. Lovely. must be the country air. Yeah. Out of the big smoke. But in any event, my children, not all of them, couple of them, stay at the address. You know, the address. Every now and again, you know, they do that. And particularly this week, they've had to do that just to make sure that those premises are safe, because we all know what happened at those premises before, right? I ain't there, and I'm not there anyway, but I'm not there at all. Yeah, I'm not there this week in the area, but I'm definitely not there, you know? In any event, cryptic. For those of you that know, if you know, you know. I'm not going to over-explain it. But the bottom line is this. My poor Ute woke up, my girl woke up, I think Tuesday, it could be Monday morning, you know, Tuesday morning, one of them. And it was to banging, bang, 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 banging at the door. This is what happened. Nobody announcing themselves, nobody saying, you know, open up, Metropolitan Police, you know how they talk, feds. Nothing like that, just silence and banging at the windows, at the doors, banging at the windows, at the doors. This is what I'm being told. So obviously I get a phone call at that time, yeah? And I make sure, because me and the people in that area, in that vicinity, have an agreement. Everyone knows that I have 2 addresses, yeah? One's my business address, and one is where I lay my head with my pick-me at night time, all right? And it is what it is at the end of the day. I'm not evading anything. Anytime they give me a call, which is usually what happens, you guys know, I go in, I answer the questions, and I keep it moving. You guys do what you need to do after that. No one's running from anything here. So why is it then that if there is anything outstanding, which in my mind there isn't, because we know all the cases that are going on, right? Why is it then that they seem to be swinging by in this fashion? This is the mystery at the moment. And the even bigger mystery is that obviously protocol in my situation, I get that call from my frightened child. I've got my protocol. So I call my brief. And my brief does what he's supposed to do, which is to contact these people, whoever they are, Metropolitan Police, and to find out what's going on. They're not telling him anything. People. They refuse to tell him anything. My brief. They're not telling him anything. But I was able to get the information through other sources that I have at my disposal. Let's just call it that. And what I do know is that it is an arrest warrant indeed. And it's an arrest warrant, apparently, allegedly, because it's not really been confirmed by the people that are supposed to be investigating it, because they're not giving information, or the people that are supposed to be doing the arrest, they're not giving information, right? But what I do know is that it's fresh, and apparently dates to around the 6th of December. So the 6th of December is when, people? Last week, Friday. Last week's live. What was the topic matter on last week's live? So I'm doing the maths on it and thinking, oh, So is this yes, big up Street Mike, I see you there. Is this what this baby father trying to get some sort of revenge because I've resurrected the issue? Now, I haven't harassed anybody. Put up a 1 if you felt that last week's live was about harassment of him, or if live, that's a 1 if you think it was about that, or put up a 2 if you think it was about me revisiting the story as a victim in that scenario for myself. Yeah, put up a 2 if you think it was that. Hurricane Toy, you think I was harassing the man? I don't think I was. All this harassment, thank you, Angor. Harassment, that's all they ever seem to come with. But nobody is paying attention to the fact that we have so many reports in with these people of the harassment towards me, towards followers, towards mods. We have it. Why are these people not being arrested? Why are they not even being investigated? But yet, you can say, Afua Rose harassed me on last week's live, and around they come within 4 days. That's harassment to me, as far as I'm concerned, by the Metropolitan Police. A family member of mine can also be beaten up, and they know it's a family member of mine. Believe you me, they know. Yeah? Because that same area police have nicked me in the past as well. Oh, they know. They know who that person is. And they can have that person beaten to a pulp, nose broken, black-eyed up, yeah? And then let the perpetrator out 9 hours later and let him right back onto the scene of the crime in the house that that young lady lives in. What's going on is all I've got to say, because that don't sound right to me. Plus, the way they came, people. Let me try and find this thing. The way they came. They've been back several times since. In fact, this morning, being the most perpetrator, salop, sakwe, salop. I do know a little bit of the old French Creole, Hurricane Toya. You have to, my old time people used to say you have to take bad sinting, make joke. You really do, because you know what? I'm fed up. I'm fed up not just of the feds, because there's been a lot of reaction around me in terms of what's going on at the moment. And it's really interesting, because let me tell you something. I praise I praise the Most High and the ancestors that you guys, when you get to a certain age, we meet a lot of people along the way. We have a lot of interactions along the way. And there's this real thing that people are sometimes in your life for a reason and a season only, I really value, especially at this time of life, what is called, what I call my day oneers. My day oneers. You guys know what I'm talking about. Those that have been riding from 30 years, 40 years, know you as a you, come up, seen you through every storm and every situation. Those people who really know you and appreciate you for you, those are the people that are really important in times like this, really important. And I just want to give out a big love and respect to my day oneers that have been checking on me all week, that get it, that isn't telling me to run and hide, that understand me in that way. Do you understand what I'm saying? That saying, no, that you are the warrior. You've always been the warrior. From school days, you were the warrior. Don't let them beat you. Keep up your head. Go chew. That's what I need to hear. And that's the strength that I need in these situations. People often say to me, they inbox me and they say, Afua, how do you deal with all of this? My day oneers. Those people give me strength. And you know who you are. I had a beautiful conversation with one of my brethren today on the phone for about an hour and a half, and it was a very affirming conversation, because it doesn't matter how strong you are. It doesn't matter how fierce you are in this Gideon, fighting this matrix from whatever angle. It doesn't matter. We're still human. We are still flesh. I am flesh. And there comes a point where the flesh does sometimes take over. And I'm tired. I've had enough with these people, But I know me, and I know my personality, and it was lovely to be affirmed today. When you get that affirmation from your day oneers, from your peoples. It was lovely to be affirmed today. And that's why I'm sitting here today, because I'm tired. Let me tell you, I'm bloody tired of all of it at the end of the day. And I don't think I've ever really come on and voiced it as much as I need to. Blessed love, Grandma Liz. It's good to see you, my sister. You know about the intimidation, the gang stalking, the bullying. So yeah, they returned, and they returned with fever. Apparently this morning, banging off the windows, banging off the doors, looking through the letterbox, but saying nothing. No announcement, not who they're there for, not who they are. I don't think I've ever heard anything like it. Papa One, if you've ever heard anything, feds come like that. They announce themselves. It's the Metropolitan Police. Open up, police. We've all seen it. We've all seen it. Open up, police. Open up, police. You guys know you're Londoners. Unreal. So yeah, that's how they've been coming. And it's violation is what it is. Because you could just give me a call. You've got my number. You've more than got my number. You could call me like you have been doing in recent times. Most recent being the whole Lewisham thing, right? You could have done that. You could have easily done that. I would have come in for a voluntary interview with my solicitor, as always, for the same charges you always try to get me up on. Hey, this thing though. Sorry guys, I'm trying to upload something here. I might have to do it a different way. Okay, good. Yeah, you can do it that way. But oh no, they've issued a warrant based on what evidence I don't know. Because if it's last week's live, then I don't think that's going to stand really, because I have a right to speak as a victim. I advocate to victims, and I have a right to tell my story as a victim, as a survivor, as a thriver, like we do on this platform. Why should I not have that right? You know? And I wasn't marauding anybody. I wasn't goading anyone. I wasn't calling names. I wasn't doing what I did in 2022 with that whole issue. I was revisiting it. And I was showing the evidence of what happened next, like I do with all cases that go down on this live. We revisit it. We look at the update. And that's what I'm doing. But I'm doing it from my standpoint. It's my story. And there are some amongst me that, you know, around in my circles that don't believe that I should revisit the story. And I get that. I get that. It leaves a bitter taste in everybody's mouth. Pretty sure of that. So I get all of that. But it's my story. It's my voice. I reserve the right to be heard, people. Let me turn off the camera a minute. So I'm going to show you who these guys are, because we did get footage of them. I'm not going to show you the whole footage. Where are they? Hey, where's this overlay? 1 minute, guys. Don't know what's going on here. As usual. Slow bloody machine. I had a wonderful, wonderful meeting this afternoon with a really wonderful young man who's clearly a whiz kid. I could just tell by the way he was talking. But look out for the new look. I keep saying to you guys, we're going to have a whole new look going on in 2025, a whole new experience, a whole new thing that's going to be going on. So look out for that in 2025. And that was a real power meeting that happened that's going to be making that happen in 2025. I'm really excited. I'm finally kind of taking those leaps because as a technophobe people, I think I've been a little bit afraid of maybe getting it together. You know, what does it entail? Is it going to kind of mess with my brain in terms of like having to learn something new and do all that good stuff? You know, is it going to be so technical that I can't operate it? And I got to realize that actually, I think that's about being literally technophobic. Because if they're saying that something's phobic, it means that hold on, guys. It means that hold on, what's the date today? All right, here we go. Yeah, if we're saying that you're phobic of something, it means that you're literally afraid of it, right? So I started to realize that perhaps I am actually technophobic, like in the literal sense of the word. It must be a diagnosis rather than just a throwaway term. Right, so take a look at this. If I can get it to upload in time. Should have put it on the other machine, which is a lot quicker, but I didn't, and that's the way it goes We're going to see the end of all these glitches and long pauses because I'm trying to get it together in 2025. I promise you guys, you will be seeing it. All right, here we go. Right. So these guys, these are the goons that showed up. Why aren't they coming up? Taking a while. Right. You see that, guys? Oh, there they are. Right. So yeah, these two fellas turned up. No introduction, not saying anything. I just don't even understand. I mean, they don't even. I'm not understanding. Also, guys, the white, not very police issue looking stab proof, bulletproof, whatever that is. Sorry, guys, accidentally muted myself, didn't realize. So, I mean, like, what do you make of that, people? What do we actually make of that? I don't know who these people are. And in light of the fact that that address has been compromised time and time again, yeah, on so many levels, you can imagine. And it's because I hadn't been down there. I haven't, I'm doing my business from another location at the moment because that's where it's taken me. So I've not been down there. So I said to my girl, she was in the area doing other things. And I said, I'll just rest over there tonight. You see how the spirit moves? See how the spirit moves? Because, yeah, that caused her to be on the premises when that happened. So naturally, I've made sure that male members of my family have stayed at the address as well, just to make sure, because we didn't actually know who these people were at first. Are they police? Are they not police? They look a bit weird. They've come in a weird car. They've got weird clothing on. They're not flashing any cards or saying who they are or anything. And of course, my youth was terrified. You understand? So it's just so bizarre what is happening. And the fact that they won't give any information as to who they are, what they want, and where I'm supposed to be. Because if you've got a warrant out for my arrest, I'm supposed to surrender, aren't I? But where am I supposed to go? Where are you from? Guys, we don't even know where they're from. Which police station? Madness. Yeah? Absolute madness. So this has been a mystery. I've deemed some more information in the last 24 hours. And I will be handing myself in the coming days. Yeah? Once I'm back in town, that's the first thing that I'm going to do. Yeah? That's what I'm going to do. So let's see what it's all about. I just think it's a question of them wanting to arrest me. They don't want me walking in, having a demonstration. I really believe that's what it is. That's why they're moving like this. So you issued a warrant, and if you don't want to talk to my solicitor, because if you do, you know that my solicitor will broker a voluntary interview. And then I can just walk in and do my thing and walk out again. No, you want me in the cells. You want the long thing. It's just ridiculous. Why? When there are so many of these nasty pieces of work walking around. Now, I'm not saying that it is what this baby father, because I don't know. I really don't know for sure. It could be any one of these mad people out there saying what they're saying. Right now, I think if you went to the police and you said, Afua Rose cut her eye after me, actually, and I don't like the way she smells, they'll come around in the same fashion with an arrest warrant trying to arrest me. That's how it is right now, people. Now, I did get some good information, but I'm not going to share it just yet. Let's see where they're going with it. There was some very good information that pertains to us, pertains to me in one of the things, but I don't know if it was real. I got a call from one of the officers about one complaint, but it just seemed booky. And it was a couple of hours after I'd got the call from my daughter to say they'd been at the door. I think they maybe wanted to confirm my location, confirm my number. I don't know. It just felt booky because I hadn't heard from this person since I made the report. And suddenly they pop up with good news that they're investigating. I was like, really? And trying to sort of say little things that led me to think, are you playing smart to understand certain things? And it's, I've got nothing to hide, but just come clean. That's my thing. Don't go around the corner. And incidentally, it was the same one that had previously tried to recruit me as a police informant around the Chris Cabba marches. Why are you popping up all of a sudden? You know, madness, just all this little stuff that's going on. And for what? Am I Pablo Escobar? Have I killed anybody? Am I selling drugs? Am I shotting? Have I robbed a bank? No. All I've done is stand up in my own community and speak the truth. That's all I've done. That's all I've done. All I've done. But listen, guys, I'm going to get back to that in a minute. I'm going to get back to that in a minute. As promised, I am going to share some things, and they are deeply personal, deeply, deeply personal. But it is some of the evidence that I gave in to the court when I was trying to defend myself around Watley's baby father. You guys remember what we were talking about last week, and I said that I was going to share some things, but I didn't have time because I was leaving town. Yeah. And I'm going to share some stuff. They are deeply personal, deeply, deeply personal. They are emails. I haven't had time. If I was back, I would have had time to upload what I wanted to upload, but I'm just going to give you an insight for those of you, those people, the trolls and the this and the that and whatever it is that they tell each other, whatever it is he's telling people, whatever. I'm putting the story straight. And I'm putting the story straight because it is a story. It was a story in 2022. I shared my soul with the His Time Is Up family. The trolls jumped on it and thought they could have a field day with it. But what people around me don't really seem to understand is that I absolutely, as I always say, couldn't give one pop about no trolls, naysayers, ops. I don't care. I put them all in the same pot. I stand here for the righteous, and I stand here for those that want to tell their stories and their truth. And I tell my truth, and my truth is unbridled. If it wasn't, you would see the people in my life, my people, my family, my whoever, my one dayers, my day oneers coming up and saying, nah, she can't talk like that. That don't even go like that. They would turn against me. And I've got family members that do turn against me, but they never come and challenge the truth. And my day oneers ride with me because they know that I speak truth. And that's what it is. And today I'm telling my truth. My truth as a woman who was a victim of domestic violence. That's what I'm telling my truth as. I have many truths, like so many sisters that come on here. You think it's only one truth that these sisters have. They may come on and talk about their abuse, but they've been through a hell of a lot more. And that's why I used to love Sister Lorraine, God rest her soul, you know, because she had many truths and she told them all. She told them all. Bejabu says, Afua, the trolls are very similar. She says the trolls are very similar to the Jaguar Right trolls. Do you know what? I haven't even read Jaguar Right's comments. I just listened to the sister. I'm not good at those comment things. Remember back in the day when they used to be attacking the page in numbers and comments and thinking that I'd read them all. Do you know what I mean? I just go in whatever I see. Oh, right, you said that. And I'll type it out and post it and off I go. I ain't got time to sit down and go through comments after comments after comments. Don't actually care what the people have to say. You know, I saw an interview, actually, if you're talking about Jaguar Right. Have you guys seen the Tasha K interview with her son? Proper one, if you've seen the Tasha K interview with Jaguar Right's son, her only son, I do believe, I think maybe even her only child. It's definitely her only son, I think. Yeah, have you guys seen that? Yeah. Now, isn't that the most bizarre young man? I mean, wow. Wow, that was wild. It was absolutely wild. He was wild. Everything about it. If you haven't seen it, go over there and see it, man. Jesus. I don't even know what to say. I have no words for it. And I don't think any of what he said really challenges her truth. She may be a jaded personality, no doubt. You know, who isn't damaged in those arenas? She might be a really damaged woman. But it was a classic for me, because it does that mean that what she's saying is not true. And, you know, they have their ways of trying to bring out these little things through different platforms and whatever to try to discredit people. Does it discredit her? They say it was AI, what, the boy? No, surely not. Is it that good? I got accused of writing something by AI today. I was like, what? I'm a master writer. Don't you dare, you people. You understand? We know about AI. How do you do it? I've always wondered how they do it. Where'd you start? Do you know what I'm saying? It's so madness. No. Not an old foil head like me. Not an old conspiracy theorist like me. It took me 10 years to get on the Docklands Light Railway, resisting that, much less AI. Oh, God, honestly, this world has gone crazy, guys. It has gone crazy. Remember, I don't live here. I don't. I'm staying here. I really don't live in this country. I don't know about anyone else. Yes, I've been here a while now. Do you know what I mean? I live in several countries, but I travel. And I've been static for a while, you know. I've been trying to really make this thing happen. And there's a lot going on with it. But boy, I'm telling you, Babylon's going to get peaked next year. And that's what Shoot the Breeze with Afua is going to be all about, guys. It's going to be all about that. So, yeah, for all of those, Afua's running down. Oh, that's what this is about. She's on live stream because the man didn't want her. La 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 la. Okay, then, because you people know everything, don't you? And you're in people's lives. Well, I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you an email that I sent to him on the 28th of September, 2017. So, you know, a good 7 years ago, 2017 at 22:59, and I'm going to share it. Now, it doesn't really matter that my two last daughters' names are in it. Why doesn't it matter? Because the trolls already sailed that across the internet. So I was going to edit it, and then I thought, what's the point? Everyone knows. Do you know what I mean? So there's no point of avoiding the obvious. But you guys all know, and we call them what we call them, Baby Afua and Blue. So it's there, but the rest of it is what's significant, and the time frame is what's significant because the false narrative that's out there, not just from the trolls, but from the individual themselves, is what the trolls is saying. I'm just a crazy baby mother. I'm running it down. I'm doing whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's not that. I've told the story of what it was. Can't wait to get away from it. You understand? Combat what I did, then abuse me. But please don't abuse my daughter. Don't emotionally destroy my daughter with your absence and your disdain for her. That's what it was. And when you see your daughter shrinking, when you see your child, the light in your good Pickney's eyes going out because of this one individual that by a fluke didn't choose it, by a fluke of nature, by the hand of God, untied the tubes and give that one a baby for this person. It's hard to bear, people. It is hard to bear. And like I've said to the police the last time, I had choices. Like I said to the judge, you know, I could have met my people duppy, and that's some people's reaction to all of this, the mistreatment, the abuse, and now the treatment of the child. That's some people, but I'm not stable, and I'm not that person. I believe in an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Let my daughter feel uncomfortable and shamed, and, you know, the fact that her dad's done that to her and whatever, I just shame you back. And that was my motive. Don't ask me to be sorry. And I'm still not sorry. I'm not harassing anybody. Do you understand? I'm telling my story, and I reserve the right to tell that. I presented you people with evidence. So if this spate of harassment is about that, this is what I'll be saying in the police interview as well. I presented you with evidence as him being the abuser, not me. Historic evidence that came right up to the present day of when I lost contact with him. You understand? And I lost contact, severed contact, however it went. I told them that. Yeah? I tell my story. I'm allowed to tell my story. So let me share my screen, guys. Hold on. Give me a moment. And I'm going to go through that email. And just remember, it comes from 2017. I've got loads more that will give you a genealogy and a big picture as to the level of abuse that I went through. But of course, I'm a fighter. That couldn't get to just box me down and deal with me any kind of way without there being consequences. I used to fight him like a lion. You understand me? And he'd usually come off the worst. Don't try it. I am not that chick. I really am not. I'm not fierce. I'm not a bad girl. I'm not any of those things. But I'm not that woman that you can put your hands on. It just doesn't work that way. So it only happened once when I was pregnant, and he used to try it other than that. But there was a lot of coercive control and emotional abuse from shouting and name calling and all that mad stuff. And it wears you down. Proper one, sisters, if you've been through it. It wears you down. You know, you can't even talk to the brother about issues, or maybe, you know, you made me feel this way, or any kind of stuff that you would do in a normal relationship. Can't talk to them. As you open up your mouth to even try that difficult conversation, it catch a fire, blow up, shouting, take it personal the wrong way. Hold on. It's not even about you. It's about me, how I'm feeling. You know, all of that mad, immature, high school, adolescent relationship shit. This is what I was experiencing. You guys, I know you guys been chewing. It's a madness. And brothers need to bring their heavens up to speed. There's some good brothers out there, you know. And what flops them is their inability to communicate how they're feeling, open up about their feelings, trust you and your feelings, listen to you, especially if you come with wisdom, and just have normal conversations. You understand? Like, brothers will be just taking everything like you're having a go at them, when really all you want to do is just have a conversation. Communication is key. And that's one of the things that I was talking to with my brethren about today, you know? Communication is key. Some brothers are able to, some brothers are not. And those who are not, I've seen the growth of some of those brothers who are not, who have actually realized that they need to do that and opened up and done the work and made sure that they're able to communicate on that level. It doesn't take anything away from you, my brothers, if you're able to just communicate with the sister, you know? Narcissists, you know, even those that are not full-blown narcissists are able to have narcissistic traits, right? Where it's just all about them and they don't really care what you think. Not really. They can feign that. They can say the right words, but do they really? Are the actions there, you know? Exactly. I'm going to share it. And it will just put a period to the testimony, as the Americans would say. It's put a full stop to it, because I have no intention whatsoever of revisiting this story after today. None whatsoever. Why would I? This is the end of what happened. This is 2022, the update. After that, unless they want to long this thing out, then we'll start talking about it again. Or not. You know what I mean? Did she just say she could have him duppied? Lord, here we go. Yeah, people can say that. You could do, but that's not what you're choosing to do, Levi, whoever you are. You understand what I'm saying? And when we're talking about that subject, do not get it twisted. The amount of time that him and his people have threatened to duppy me, you know what I'm saying? What they don't know is that I'm the receipt girl, man. There's so much evidence. If I wanted to bring feds to this man's door for the things he's done for me, not least beating me up when I was pregnant, which has no statute of limitation, by the way, that kind of thing, I'll call him tomorrow. Put that report in tomorrow. You know, please don't push me, because I don't want to do that. And if you know, guys, I want to hear from the man them in the chat. I don't know about Levi. He seems like he could be. I've not seen him before, and he's asking dubious questions. But the brothers in the chat, if you know, even if you were younger with your baby mother or whatever, and you know that you used to manhandle that woman and beat her up when she was pregnant, manhandle her, just be a nasty piece of work to this woman, and you've done nothing but stress out her life. You brought no value to her life whatsoever. Her life was not improved from you being around. The thing ended. It was a bit messy, but you got a ute in it and whatever, and you're doing your thing. Yeah. And then one day your ute wakes up because you decide that it really isn't, you realize actually that it's not the usual to-in and throw-in and go back and come round and whatever, for whatever reasons. This one is final and it licks you. Yeah. So you kind of justify this to yourself in your own stupid ways, and you block your own daughter because actually the woman won't care if she blocks you. I think we'd have already blocked each other at that point. And I had bought my daughter her first ever mobile phone in her life so she could keep that contact. That was, I think, the atmosphere. Yeah, it was, So that's what happened. And then she wakes up one morning and she says, Mummy, if my dad's picture disappears, does that mean he's blocked me? I looked at it and I sent a message saying, have you blocked your daughter? And it was one tick, because I even couldn't catch up, because of course it means that. And I've been working with that broken child ever since, who is now mended. Yeah, thanks to the fact that she's a very lucky young lady with an amazing support network around her, amazing family, amazing mother that understands those issues. She's blessed in the situation, because she could become one of them daddyless daughters that just don't know herself and is out there looking love in the arms of some dirty hombre that reminds her of him. That will not reach my baby. She's sailing right now. In fact, one of my family members rang and was asking how she's doing or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? She's so on fire. She's on fire on track. She's on fire like on the school netball team. She's on fire with her grades. She's blooming into this beautiful queen, man. Beautiful inside and out. Firing on all cylinders. Yeah? And she's about to do some big things. Because I've always said to her, you've been educated on 3 continents, young lady. You're one of them youths that should end up in TED Talks, you know? And she's going that way. She's on the debate team. She was on that in Africa as well. You know, this child is happening. And, you know, she's coming up. She's 14 years old, man. So it's all good. Because you know what? We all know how this one goes, don't we? We've seen it a million times. I saw it with my godson as well, you know, when he became famous. And certain levels wasn't there with daddy. And it showed. And they feel shame when it happens. Because let me tell you, I got tired for see her face because she's definitely going for the stars, that one. Definitely. Without a doubt. Yeah. So, yeah, let me share this and it will give you some context. I'm not going to share a whole heap and I'm not going to stay on for much longer, actually, guys. Like I said, I'm not in my location. Don't want to take up too much of your time tonight. I don't know what Levi is saying. I'm looking at the comments. Conspiracy theories. Okay. Is that so? This will give you context and it will give you the timeline of way before his time is up, way before 2022 when I did What This Baby Father Caught on Camera. These were the issues. This is where I was at. You understand? And I'd left at that point. I left the country. Yeah. When I come back, there was a rekindling. But as I said, I've explained to you guys, that was about my needs for childcare, why I even entertained you. And as soon as I was able to help myself in that regard, and my baby was too, she was able to walk home from school on her own. I no longer had to foot the bill of first of all, nursery was gone. That's fine. She started school. But what replaced nursery fees was after school club and breakfast club when I'm working. You understand? And of course, I have to do that. So I needed it to be able to take the child when he's supposed to take the child and cut some of my costs in that regard. Because let me tell you, there was no maintenance at all. Right? So this is what I entertained for another probably 2 years after that. 2.5 years until we got up to COVID. And then I cut it for good and backed off. Basically. Yeah? But not at the time when I made the decision to go to Tanzania. It was just before that, around the time of Forever Family. And it was my birthday of that year. Why was it that time when it happened in 2020 on the 4th of July? Because I was in a meeting with Forever Family people. I was on an online meeting. He wanted to do something for my birthday. I didn't want to be around him because I weren't feeling him. I didn't want to be around him for my birthday because I knew that he'd mess it up in somehow. It'd end in an argument probably that evening, even though it might have been nice and whatever. And I told him, I'm busy. I'll call you back. But I was in this meeting. It went on for hours, this meeting. I think it was a disciplinary meeting of some kind. And it went on for hours. And then while I was on this meeting, I got a phone call. So I muted up, turned my camera off, took the phone call. I said to him, I'm sorry, I'm still in a meeting. And he let off on me, cussing, carrying on with his usual psychotic behavior. So I said to him, do you know what? I don't want nothing to do with you. And I've put the phone down. We were talking after that, but it weren't the same. In his mind, he might think that that weren't a breakup, but in my mind, it really was. And I checked the clock and I thought, I always promised you that the day when she got 10 and she was able to walk home from school on her own, that I was going to cut this foolishness. And that's exactly what I did. Yep. And went off for 14 months to Tanzania. And that culminated in him doing what he'd done to my child. And I held it, did my thing. 2 years of it, actually. Yeah, because I came back in 21, right? So, no, a good year of that. No, from when it happened, 2 years. From 2020, when that happened, to 2022. By then, I'm back in the country. But I'm watching this child grow and I'm watching this little adolescence coming up. She's done her crying as a little small child, a primary school child, missing daddy, sucking the thumb. You know, she's now in year 7. weren't there first day of school. It's affected her. She's, you know, she's doing this stuff, and I can see where she's pining, and she could be that daddyless daughter. I see the little red flags and the little signs coming up, and the moodiness, and she's going in herself, and her light is going out, and I'm having to work on her and work on her and work on her. Yeah. And then I said, no more. It's not going to go like that. Like I said to the judge, I stand here today vindicating myself and taking back my power as a victim of this man. And also I vindicate my daughter. This is a symbol to teach her that no man gets to abuse her in any way, shape or form without consequence, and that she can stand up and she can speak loudly about that abuse. That's the symbol. I don't give a damn what anybody else wants to think. But anyway, hold this email that I sent to him in 2017. 1 second, people. Oh dear, what's going on? Tired of them, man. Tired of them. Right. Love, peace and unity. It says Levi soon come back under a new name. And again, I don't know if my sister in Rooks is in there tonight, but I ain't got much luck with Levi's. But I used to, oh God, I hope you lot can see that. What is happening? If not, we'll read through it, but you get the gist. Can you guys see that? Yeah, I don't get much luck with Levi's. We used to have one little agent when we used to deliver programs in Brixton Prison called Levi. That's what, every time I hear the name Levi, I remember him. The Screw sent him in because we used to do the Black Self-Development course, and they wanted to know what we were up to. It was the only course in the whole of education that they weren't allowed in the room. It was brokered that way with the governor. You know, you can't read it, guys, but it's there. I don't know why though. Why can't you guys see that? Why is it looking like that? Urgh. Let me see if it looks different from another. No, I don't think it would though. Why can't you see it? Well, anyway, I'm going to read through it with you. If there's any doubts, if anyone comes from me, I can always do a screenshot to prove its authenticity. But it's from the 28th of September 2017. Let me just try something else, guys, because I want you to see it. Let me just try something else. 1 second for me. That's crazy. I don't know why you can't see it. Might play my favorite tune while I'm trying to do it on another monitor. If you guys can hear voices in the background, then that's because I'm around people. Yeah, hold on. Who I can't really tell to keep the noise down. Oh, bloody hell. Let's see, guys. Let's see. I want to be able to see it. I want there to be no doubt. You know? It's just like this machine. Well slow. Like the one there. I haven't even got any videos to play. Right, let's see if I can get it going. Let's see if it works differently. I'm not sure it will. Not sure why it's doing that. But we are going to try. Hold tight in the comments, mods, and keep the people entertained. Let's have a look at this now. Right, when's this from? 2017. Right, do you know what, guys? It's going to take too long for me to queue it up on this other monitor. I've already got it prepared, ready to share on the one I was showing you. If it comes out clearer this time, let's see. I don't know, but if it doesn't, I'm just going to read through it with you. And like I said, if they want to come for me, I'll screenshot it and show the authenticity of the bloody thing. But I don't care. Let me read through it if it doesn't work. Paper trail. Oh, my paper trail is tight. Just the truth, please. On this one particularly, you know, don't worry about that. But I'm going to read through it with you guys, and you will get an insight into where I am at, where I was at, where I've been at for the past 7 years at least. And I've got emails that precede this as well, that predate it, you know. So let's have a look. Let's see if it works better this time. Let's see. Right, it's still the same, I think. Can you guys see it now? Oh, someone says if you zoom in, you can read it. Oh, well, there you go. So let's do that. If you can, Love, Peace and Unity says you can zoom in. If you zoom in, you can read it. There you are. I'm clarifying my story with receipts, and I know they ain't got the receipts of nothing. Right. So it says, and it's addressed to him, Cecil. Why are you so hung up on me that you are punishing our daughter because you want to get to me? You need to get over Afua, Cecil, because if you had gotten over me, you wouldn't feel the need to even try and hurt me. You would just get on with loving your daughter and being a good dad. You know the only way you can get to me is through her, but it is her you're hurting, not me, capital letters. I came from work and my other daughter, I'm saying, is telling me that our daughter tried to call you and you aired her call from the house phone, which you know it's her calling from that number and nobody else. Tomorrow makes 1 month since she last saw her dad. That's a long time for a 6-year-old. My other daughter says she was prepared to negotiate bringing her sister to you and picking her up again, because I didn't want to see him at that point, you see, and that was his issue. Well, if you ain't going to bring her, I ain't seen her. My God. So I'm telling him, my other daughter, not his daughter, my daughter, said she was prepared to negotiate bringing his daughter, our daughter, to you and picking her up again. But you treat our daughter with contempt while emotionally destroying your own daughter. That child is seriously pining for you and you know it. My daughter also told me that she tried to contact you today because she's had enough of covering your weekends so I can go to work. Yeah? Leave the good man's picnic, who's not your child, whose father is excellent as a father, and having her cover your shit. That's what that was about, this email. That child is seriously pining, and my big daughter at that point was about to ring him to say, I don't want to cover your weekends for my mum anymore so she can go to work. Haven't you put both my daughters through enough already? What is your plan? Do you just forget about your daughter? Cast her to one side as if she never existed? What? Because this was foreign to me. It doesn't appear anywhere in my family. Not my dad, not my brothers, not my son, not my cousins, not my uncle them. Nobody is a whatless baby father on my side of the fence. But it's very prevalent on his. The disgusting thing is that it's you who did wrong. You attacked her mum right in front of her for no good reason. Now you're treating her like she's done you a wrong. That's just typical Cecil to me. But Miracle doesn't understand all of that. It's sad and it's twisted. What it is you hope to achieve? ? You're putting our daughters light out and you don't even care. You can't hurt me anymore. One has to care about something to be hurt by it. I don't think you have a plan. I think you're just raging and lashing out as usual, and you don't care if our daughter is the casualty. In your narrow mind, you think it's me you're getting one over on. I feel nothing but a great sense of relief getting away from you. The reason for that is your treatment of me, your psychotic outbursts, has done me a favor, actually. So it's only our daughter who is the casualty in this. It is our daughter that you're hurting, not me. Our daughter does care. That's why you're able to hurt her. She keeps asking me when you're coming for her. She told me she asked you on the phone the other day and you told her you don't know. Selfish. It's too kind a word to describe the parent that could do that to their own child. Our daughter does not deserve this, Cecil. You need to contact her and reestablish your weekends with her. She deserves that, especially after what you have put that little girl through. And that's what it said. On the 28th of September 2017 at 22:59 at night. Yeah? I got my evidence. There's loads more like that. I don't want to have to go back through this story. Do you understand me? I don't want to have to go back through this story. But I wrote that in 2017, begging this man to just do the right thing and leave me alone. But it was always about me. Always about me. He's running around town giving this narrative that the trolls also run with. You know? Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. This was a sister that just wanted to be left alone and wanted such a beautiful baby, huh? I know you've met her sister. Such a beautiful baby, man. Such an outstanding, emerging young lady at 14 years old. She's outstanding. She really, really is. And that's all down to me and mine. And I'm very proud of that. And that's good. Because guys have to realize as well, this was my first rodeo at this. In my 40s. I'd never experienced a witness baby father. I'd never been a baby mother that was abandoned with their child. Thank God it wasn't when she was a baby. I'm not sure I would have coped. It just was foreign to me. It was totally foreign to me. And I was shell-shocked by the behavior. You know, if I wasn't the character that I was, it would have been going on like that probably from the beginning. You know, after him forcing me to have the child because I wanted to get rid. And I could have. You know, made a lot of promises and whatever. And I just said, look, it's not even about you. It's about flying in God's face. The way that this child has been conceived, I don't feel able to have this termination because I just felt that through prayer and whatever, and, you know, asking God what to do and lots of different advice and all of this that I was going through at the time, I thought that if I do that, the way that this child has come, she's not supposed to be here. She's not supposed to be here. She's come through tied tubes that's been tied off for a long time. She's not supposed to be here. So if I go and fly in God's face like that now, I just felt that there would be huge consequences for me as a believer. That's what I felt, people. So I felt trapped in that reality, you know, and I had to come forth. But I told him, you're not going to treat her the way I've seen you treat a good couple of your kids who are grown now. You know, but I've been around a long time, so I'd seen certain things, and I used to think, lucky me, can't get no picnic from that there one day car. Wow, never seen that before. And then I find myself in this bloody position, trying to make good of it all, trying to make something of him, so the little picnic I have not fulfilled she and both. You know, just trying to do the right thing and be a decent, upstanding black woman. That's all I tried to do, because let me tell you, Dutty Bungle ain't even beginning to explain, but I tried. Take the shame out of my own eye because it weren't on par with anything I'd had before. Let me tell you that. And he knew it. You understand? So that's my story. And I tried. Let me just try a thing, y'all. Because I'm in my 40s. I got grown-up kids. It never meant to be this way. He ain't all bad. Let me try a thing. Now, brother just needs to get someone to calm his nerves down a bit. You know, you can work with him, couple piece, as we used to say. But actually, it was not to be worked with. Screaming, shouting, popping off. And it took me a while to catch up with the fact that, in my opinion, there was this underlying kind of what I came to view as jealousy. Because I'm just doing my thing, doing all right. I've come out of jail, I'm clicking. And I feel like he felt, because he didn't have the ability to pull himself like that, being an ex-con himself in the same way, with the same speed. He resented me, even though I was supporting, man, to try to get where he wanted to go, you know? Just all that mad insanity stuff, all that ego stuff, all that insecurity stuff that was going on. You know, trap me and control me. It did feel like that. But me being me, I'm not a nasty piece of work. If I see that, and especially the situation I was in, I just thought this child deserves a father. My other children have their dads, and they're doing all right. They're grown-ass children. Their father's been in their life day one, right to you. Why should she have less than that? So let me try and work with this youth. It wasn't a child, but, in the colloquial sense of the term, and actually, quite literally at times, emotionally, very much a child. Let me try and work with him. Let me try and bring him up by his bootstraps and push him where he needs to be. Sometimes old school, those things can go somewhere. And you only got the chance because the tube's untied. Because trust me, if those tubes hadn't untied, I'd have been long gone before it all came to pop. Definitely. Because that couldn't have hold me at all. The cracks that was already starting to show at the point where I went jail would never have held me. It was the jail situation. Then I come out of jail pregnant, tube untied in jail. It was a whole flipping movie in my mind. And I just had to work with it. Yeah, I know people that have dealt with him, my brother. And everyone has the same story to tell. At the end of it all, really. Yeah, everybody does. But that's the proof and the evidence, people. I'm not going to go into it too much further. It is my motives. It is my story. I reserve the right to tell it, as I said. And I don't really want to hear from people that telling me I can't or I shouldn't. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that. And especially from people that are close to me, I don't want to hear that. People that are close to me ought to know me better. And they've lived through those stories with me. Many of them dealt with the fallout of those times, especially when I came out of jail and I had a tag on my foot, a baby in my belly, and you've punched me up on bloody Cold Harbour Lane. I'm not even from Brixton. I'm an East London girl. We're different. We're built different. Ugh. Like, we don't go through that unless you really did pick a really whatless East London man to go through that with, And I was bougie that way, I suppose. Is it bougie? Or is it that I was just normal? I was just normal. And I hadn't been through those types of experiences, especially not while with child. I'm used to being with a man that nurtures me and feeds me and treats me like cotton wool when I'm pregnant for them, not getting tump up in my face. I was traumatized, But I'm a scrapper. I'm a fighter. Always have been. I don't trouble people, but don't try trouble me. I don't care who you be. You could big like Big James, my security, my close protection. I'm going to fight you. I'm going to give it what I've got. And that's what I did, even with the baby in my belly, Madness. It's an evil. It's a particular type of evil that punches a sister in her face when she's pregnant. Any woman. A particular type of evil when they're pregnant with your child. What kind of man does that with good conscience and then proceeds to terrorize when you've been forgiven, but you've not been forgiven because the woman, forgives you and it's, I'm forgiving you. And it's the situation why you got forgiven. And also my belief in the Most High and my way of life. I do believe in 7 times 7. I do believe in forgiveness, especially when you have laid yourself at my foot in atonement and cried eye water and begged for that forgiveness, because that's what he did with the help of his mum and his people, to say that, all right, you can come back in and have a one chance at being around this child, because of course I cut him off when he done that. And it actually threatened that I was going to go back to jail because I was out on a tag on HDC at his address at the time. Which meant the day he done that, I was due to go to East London, sort out something at my house that I was looking to sell and do whatever. And I was going to come back in time for 7 o'clock for my tag to his yard. He was doing what he was doing. I was always going to come back. And, even if he was going out, I wouldn't be, would I? And he'd come back later. So that was what was supposed to be happening that day. He got into a tears about his weed dealer in Tulse Hill, and that I was flirting with a 23-year-old yardie boy that sells weed with my pregnant belly while he was out of the car on the phone. Are you for real? And then I get punched up in the face for calling him to tell him to stop behaving like a prick. I then am not going to go back there. I called my sister who lived in Croydon. She linked me Yeah, my other children were with their dad. Yeah, so they were all right in over my side, which at the time was east. And I called my sister in, and then I had to call my probation and explain to them, and call the box people, the HDC tag people, and explain to them that box is going to go off at 7 and I'm not going to be there because this has happened to me. And my probation got back to me, you know. It was terrible. You see that nasty little piece of work named Penelope Bartlett of East Sutton Park Prison, who hated me because I bucked every one of her systems trying to keep the black sisters down in that prison. And she couldn't get hold of me that way. I was flying in there and she hated me. And I never put a foot wrong. You ain't getting no dirty piss test off of me. None of that. I'm not involved in no passer. I'm putting my head down. You understand what I'm saying? And I was working, going in and out. I'm smart, so I made sure all my home leaves fall together, all my town visits fall together. I'm hardly in the open prison. I'm just out on road doing my thing. Yeah? She didn't like me for it. So when she got the call from probation to say Miss Rosie's box, she's not going to be at that address. She said to me, she's got 24 hours to find an address for that box. Otherwise, she's coming back. We're recalling her, which meant that I would have landed my baby in jail, and I wouldn't have been recalled to the open jail, which was East Sutton Park, because I was pregnant. They have no facility for that. I'd have had to go to the unit. I think the unit at Holloway for mother and baby unit was still open, even though the rest of Holloway prison was closed at that time. So they were just downscaling Holloway in order to shut it. But the mother and baby unit was still open. So the dice is that you find somewhere to put that box in 24 hours. Otherwise, you're going not back to open, you know, back to lock up with my belly. But I've been released it was like the April that I got the release. This happened like in the August. It was summer. It was a hot summer. It happened in the August, and my baby was born in the October. So I was like 7 months pregnant, heavily pregnant. Baby came born at 7 months. One of my brothers was, you know? So to go through that trauma pregnant, and also knowing that I could lose my freedom for being an effing victim, it was mad. And again, my day oneers, it was actually my children's godfather at the time, it wasn't even my family, you know, because actually at that time I weren't good. It was around the time when I was starting to unravel with my family, and I didn't really want to go there with no passer around my immediate family, you know. And when it came to extended family, there was no accommodation for me. At the time, my middle daughter, Blue, and my belly with the extended family. So where was I going to go? It was one of the day oneers, my daughter's godfather, who had a 1-bedroom flat in Dalston. All he had was a futon. It was too hard for me to sleep on with my pregnant belly. Everyone knows when you're heavily pregnant, how uncomfortable sleeping can be, you know? And I remember he made up this padded little bed with what do you call it? Quilt covers and whatever, and made up this padded little bed for me and my little then 10-year-old baby girl, right? I'm just raw tonight, people. My little 10-year-old baby girl and my pregnant belly, and the box was put in. It was terrible because he lived very near to Kingsland Market. And because of all the I don't know, maybe, I don't know what you call them, waves, it being near a market with so much electricity and mobile phone signals and whatever goes on in a market, because he lived so close to it, that box, for some reason, used to trip every night at around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. It would go off. And it took him ages to replace the box in the weeks that I was there. To correct this situation. It just kept tripping for this reason, and they worked out it could be because of my location, but we had to work with it. And the poor man was losing sleep. He had to wake up for work, and I'm losing sleep, and I'm on this floor with my baby. You understand? Because what these people were trying to do, although I'd worked my entire life, there was a part of my income which was from music, which was from shows, which was from stuff like that in my days in Slovo, that wasn't accounted for with pay slips. And it wasn't, you know, it's back in them days. So they were trying to go for a confiscation order for my flipping property on the back of my sentence. And you were right. Like, these people just want to finish me. didn't work. So I was having to make quick moves to make sure that weren't able to do that. I had nowhere to go. I was homeless for the first time in my entire life when I left home. Never been homeless. I left home into a mortgaged property. I didn't leave home with my 18-year belly going into a council flat like a lot of my peers had to. I didn't. I left home with my 18-year-old belly to go into a mortgaged property with the father of the baby. You know, I always had this princess life up until that point. Some people would call it princess life compared to some of my peers. Pregnant out of school, council flat, daddy's in jail. Didn't go through that as a young girl. Didn't go through it as a growing woman. So it was a real tough time for me. You know, I was a big woman as well. It was embarrassing. I was like 40-something, 41 at the time. And, you know, always flying, done very well for myself up until that point. And then with this individual who can't do nothing, can't help me, and has just tried to wreck my life. Lucky they got forgiven. It's deep, my brother. It's deep. I have healed from it. And that's the point, isn't it? I have healed from it. But what I won't tolerate is for that generational curse, that cycle, to continue through that individual onto my daughter. That's what this stand is all about. Yeah? And nobody don't know my daughter. Nobody doesn't know our dynamic and our setup and her fortitude. What that is, one formidable young lady, let me tell you. And she's already got the right intelligence and intellect and mindset to decipher things for herself. What she will tell you when she grows and makes her own testimony is that my mum never stopped me seeing that man. My mum never badmouthed a man to me. She always encouraged me to reach out. She always encouraged me. In the years she ain't reached out to him, it's because she don't want to. And she did recently. I don't want to have to share that. And it wasn't nice. And I didn't know until fairly recently, because she's not stupid. She doesn't know how to send a letter. She sent a letter to the man recently and did not tell me. I asked you, why didn't you tell me? I could have told you, you would have got that response. Lucky you got a response at all. I didn't want you to be hurt that way. You know? She reached out to her dad very recently and came and showed me a letter that she sent. You know, I wondered why she was up early, like every morning for about a few days, and then it stopped. Do you know what I mean? Like I heard her running down the stairs, but she was trying to catch if he was going to give a letter before even I saw it. And I didn't see it. Didn't see that he'd actually written her back. You understand? But she wrote a letter. And when this Pitney showed me the letter, I said, wow, this little girl not easy. This is how she expresses herself. It wasn't a letter saying, hi, daddy, how are you? The letter said, why? Why? I couldn't believe it. The letter said, why? It started off, why? And it was just all a series of whys. And it said things like, why did you abandon me? Why did you do that? Why did you make me cry? Why have you left my mum to do this on her own? Why? Yeah. I'm surprised he answered it, knowing how ignorant he is, or thinking I wrote it, because this is always his excuse. Oh, you wrote WhatsApps to me from her phone. No, I didn't. The child was articulate in her writing and her speech from the age of 8, much less 10, when she was sending you certain things from Tanzania. Shut up. I don't do that to my child. Why would I do that? Use her as some sort of pawn to talk to bloody you. I've got emails. I can talk to you anytime I want. You know what I mean? Rubbish. But anything to justify your nonsense. So the point is you done that to her. She writes you a letter now when she's, I think, yeah, she just turned 14. So it was a couple of months ago. I only saw it a few weeks ago. Yeah? Why? He then writes back a letter to her saying, you know, one day I will sit down and tell you I do miss you. I do love you, really. And then he sends her a JD Sports voucher. She still had it when she showed me. She still got it now. She hasn't spent it. She was thinking of writing him a letter to say, thank you for the vouchers, but my mother provides everything I need for me. I just want to see you. Apparently she left her number. He ain't called it. Don't dice with my Pitney. Don't do that. I haven't said this to her. I've just said to her, well, you know what? Maybe he'll call the number one day, because I know that's what you want. And if you feel to write him and tell him that, then tell him that. But don't say the bit about your mum gives me everything, because he's going to think that it's me that's doing it. That's what I said to my daughter. Yeah? I know you feel for me, Ramon, but I am okay. Afua, listen. The only man that's ever broken my heart, everybody knows, and I'm not ashamed to say it, is Viv Amon. That was the love of my life at that point. Do you understand? This weren't the love of my life, Ramon. So please don't feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for my baby girl, because that was the light and the love of her life. And that's why I'm hurt for that. And he knows that. He knows that's the only way to get to me, is to do that to the child. And he knows how fiercely, as a Judah woman, I fight for my pride. How much I feel them. You know? So that's what it is, people. 1 hour 15. I'm going to wrap up. I got some food to eat. It is what it is. I've proven my point. I have brought you up to speed in terms of updating the case. I've shown you the evidence of what it was, like I always do with all the cases. And that is it for tonight, for this presentation tonight. I will put out the invite. Guys, I'm going to document when I'm handing myself into the police station. I'm not doing a demonstration. I might do, actually. Yeah. Proper one, if you want to meet me outside the police station, I will put out a video as to when I'm going. DM me if you're interested. Yeah, why not? Let's just have a little visual out there. Why not? For all the proper His Time Is Up family that ride, you know. Proper one. Those of you that want to join the party, because the team will be going anyway, and Big James and stuff if he's available. But yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? I was thinking, like, I'm just going to go in. I'll probably film it, but I'm not going to really make up no noise. I'm just going to see what this is all about. But you know what? The way that they are coming, the way that they are pursuing this thing, and especially if it is about what I think it's about, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. This is the way that they get to demonize victims when we speak out. I'm not having it. I haven't done anything wrong. Fair dues. The video, you know, hey, you know, you can put that down as stalking if you want. You understand me? Not even stalking, harassment. You can put it down as that, because stalking has to be enduring, and it isn't that. You understand me? I don't mind to skin out and speak my truth and really share of myself. I have no shame in that. People go, hey, why are you sharing your personal business? That should be between you and your baby father. No. If I decide I want to share my truth as a victim and my baby father's the perpetrator, it's just inconsequential, the fact that he happens to be my baby father. He's also my perpetrator. What do you want me to do? That's our philosophy on this platform. You want me to be a hypocrite? Is that what you want? For me to be a hypocrite? And know that I got all these things going on in my life, but I'm not sharing them with the His Time Is Up family when I encourage the sisters to do the same? I find that hypocritical and disingenuous, and I'm not prepared to do it. Of course, I'm going to share of my own experiences, man. It is what it is. And if I don't like it, then don't watch it. It's as simple as bloody that. Guys, after this, I'm probably going to break for Christmas. I do have some serious plans between now and New Year. And you might see me on an impromptu Insta Live or something like that. But I think we're going to take our little sabbatical, as we usually do around this time of year. You know, sometimes I might do a Christmas live or whatever, if there's something that's really pressing to be spoken about, you know. But yeah, next time I see you guys, it's probably going to be handing myself in. That's if they don't hold on to me first. You never know. You know, they might be waiting when I return to London, but or where I live. But yeah. That's what it is, people. Let me put out one second. Let me put out the link if you want to jump on, talk about domestic violence. I'd appreciate that, actually, if anybody wants to jump on. But I'm telling my truth. I don't care who likes it and who doesn't bloody well like it. It is what it is. Oh, what's that? Oh, God, no. I did the wrong. I thought that I'd. Oh, dear. That's not a good idea. Oh, Jesus. This is going to go on forever. Sorry, guys. Sorry, people. Yeah, ma'am. Is what it is. My mother used to say, I like how you shame play it broke up. Because it's not about shame for me. And I believe, I know that pride is one of the 7 deadliest of sins. Do you understand what I'm saying? Pride and ego. I've never suffered from it. Envy and jealousy, Pride and ego. These are emotions and states of mind that I have to learn about. I cannot relate because I don't have it in me. I don't suffer from the green-eyed monster. Never have done. I've got another sister in like that that's true to that. You know, and not a lot of people can say that. Not truly. And pride and ego. I don't do ego. I definitely don't do pride. You know, what is there to be prideful about because you've been through something? I'd be a hypocrite and I wouldn't do the job I do if I really believed that, you know? Block and delete. Block and delete a long time, Ramon. I mean, that's years old now. Let me just try to put the link out, as is customary with people. And then I'm going to get going. It's what it is. Don't think they wanted me to go live tonight. But I'm doing it anyway. It is what it is. I'm not harassing nobody out here. We're telling our stories. We're bright. So I don't know who's claimed harassment again, but I'm not harassing anybody. That's not the purpose. Harassment has to be that you want to just go to people and whatever and just be nasty to them and just harass them for no reason. Just fed up of this harassment thing. Yeah? How about you start locking up some paedophiles who claim the same thing? How about you start locking up the perpetrators who like to abuse women and claim the same thing? I'm tired of Ono. Tired of Babylon, man. And I'm tired of Black Britain as well. I'm tired of our people. We need to stand up more firmly in this thing. There's the link, people. Come if you want to come. Don't if you don't. I'm on fire tonight, you know, but I am actually deliberately holding it down. Yeah. And that's what it is. So, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. Let's see who jumps on. I'll give you a little time to click on the link. If not, I'm going to bid you guys farewell, man. And we're going to shut down for 2024. What a year, though, people. I might do a little something. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. If not, I'll just put up a little a video. I want to do a recap of 2024 because it's been one hell of a year, hasn't it? Yeah, look out for that on my Instagram. I'm going to do a roundup for 2024. Wherever I am, I'm definitely going to be doing watch night. I think we're going to need it in 2025, actually. And I'm hoping to wrap up this foolish business that's going on with the feds at the moment before the end of the year. Let's just hope we wrap that up. Yeah. One of my people said to me today, oh my God, aren't you afraid they're going to hang on to you? I said, and what, go jail? For what? Do you know what I mean? And even if that is the case, what do you want me to do? You lot did that when you took my liberty when I never even done what you said that I did when I was set up and you couldn't see it. Do you understand what I'm saying? You took my liberty then. So I've seen the inside of your ting, your regime and your whatever else. And it doesn't really frighten me. It doesn't really frighten me or faze me. I know I have not committed any crime here. When you know that and you stand on truth, people, don't let these people intimidate us. Don't let them intimidate us. You know, I was feeling depleted yesterday. I was feeling really vulnerable yesterday. I was scared because I didn't know what was going to happen next. And I didn't, you know, I'm in one place, my youths are in another. It's all crazy. And I actually, you know, I fell weak to the flesh because normally I'm robust in those things, and I'm licking my regime, my prayer and whatever, and I'm good. But there was a moment last night where I fell foul. You know, I fell weak to the flesh, and I was frightened. I felt vulnerable. I wanted my dad. You know what I mean? And it was my day oneers that came through with the right mental for me. You know. Right mental for me. Blessed love. Even strong people feel weak. And that's what I think people need to understand. Even strong people feel weak in certain moments. You know when you see Malcolm X, I love Malcolm X because he always kept it real. But you know when you see Malcolm X by the window with the AK-47, that iconic picture, and he's looking out the window and it's taken from when they were firebombing his house and the FBI was trying to get to him and whatever, what else. I wish we lived in America because you know I'd be bearing same arms round about now by my window. You know what I mean? But when you see that, you know, we love that picture and it's an iconic picture and what have you. But does anybody ever really deep and what was the mindset of the brother at the time? Of course he was scared. Of course he was scared. Scared for his family. Scared for his wife and his children. And he was scared for himself in those moments. So of course strong people get scared. Ain't no shame in it, you know? Look at some of the comments. Yeah, there's that. Well, yeah, I mean, look, they're always going to do that, but that's not the reason, my sister, you know, whoever said that. It's not the actual reason they're doing what they're doing. It's a lot higher than that. It's a lot bigger than that. You know, I know why they're behaving like that. But yeah, they can get to justify it better, knowing that I'm a so-called ex-con, right? They can get to justify it better. I don't know why this ain't showing now. Right. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Missy J says, because Afua got set up and sent to prison some years back, maybe they are taking set on her, the feds. Afua got set up because they knew Afua's works from back then. You know, in their mind, I'm a naughty girl, and it wasn't to do with crime in terms of, in the traditional sense of the term that we know. You know what I mean? It wasn't that type of stuff. It was deep stuff in terms of activism. They don't like all of that, do they? So I believe that I was set up for that reason, and it is what it is. Who feels it knows it. But guys, I'm going to wrap up. I see no one's jumping on. As always, my people, it is the biggest of pleasures, man. I'm so humbled by the whole thing. I'm actually thinking, are we really going into 5 years next year with this thing? It is crazy. 5 years with the His Time Is Up movement. Next year, November, will be 5 years. Last month was 4 years, 2020. We started it in November. And here it is. Many people said it would fizzle out. Many people said that we wouldn't be here in a year or 6 months. And it was just all passa that we were dealing with. And we've seen convictions. We've seen cases come to light. We've seen cases come to into fruition that were started, and still ongoing cases, and still the sisters are speaking out. If we stop today, people, we've achieved what we hope to achieve with it. And that is to raise the voice of the sisters in this community and to actually start that conversation and change the narrative. You know, that's what it is. That's what we've done, and we've achieved it. So we've achieved our goal. Do we need to keep going? There's always a need to give a platform to a voice. But you're going to hear about how that is going to change shape and form in 2025. Guys, I love you as always, man. Let's see out 2024. Be on the gram. And I'll see you guys, in 2025. More than likely. Next week is Christmas week. After that is New Year's anyway. So I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Love you all. Love you guys. Love His Time Is Up, family. Blessed love. Blessed love. Blessed love, people.